Om. 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 Saira. Just to remind ourselves where we were last week, Swami has introduced us to the Ashwatha tree, the upside down tree, which contains leaves which are continuously moving as the depiction of the created world. And Swami says the roots are above and the branches are below. We discussed that, and Swami also talked about the Ishvara Prapancha versus Jiva Prapancha, that all those who see the world as world will be bound. All those who see the world as nothing but divine will be bondage free. These were some of the topics which we discussed last week. We will continue from where we left off. Saira.
Arjuna intercepted with a question. How did it get the name Ashwatha? It means a banyan tree, is it not? Why was the tree of life called so? Why was it not called by some other name? A strange name for a strange tree. Listen, Ashwatha means anitya, impermanent, transient. It also means the banyan tree. Its flowers and fruits are no good for smelling or for eating. However, its leaves will be ceaselessly quivering in the wind. So it is also called chaladala, means quivering leaves. Worldly objects too are ever wavering, unsteady, ever-changing positions. In order to make people understand this truth and strive to overcome it, it is called Ashvata. This disquisition is to make man develop the higher vision and yearn for steady faith in Brahman. The objective world can be truly understood only by two types of examination, the outer and the inner. There is a reasoning that binds and a reasoning that liberates. He who sees the world as world sees wrong. He who sees it as Paramatma sees right. The world is the effect. It has a cause. It cannot be different from the cause. It is just a mutation of Brahman which constitutes it. The millions of beings are the branches, twigs, and leaves. The seed is Brahman, in which all the tree is subsumed and summarized. He who knows this knows the Vedas.
Thank you, Kalyani. I think we read the Telugu, though it says banyan tree. I also looked at what is Ravi Chettu, and that's actual people tree only. That's my some research.
So we can keep that as Ashwatha.
Ashwatha tree, we will keep it only. Because Ravi Chettu is actually,
confusing.
So people tree, does it also bring forth roots from the ground?
It does
it
not.
doesn't. Okay.
I think we should get people trees Ravi Chettu. I don't know whether I think we discussed what we saw read here, and we also read it in Telugu last week also.
Yeah. Here's Sairam.
Sairam.
Ishvara prapanchamu bandharahita karanamu. Jiva prapanchamu bandha karanamu. Swami is saying Jiva prapancha, that is Jiva srishti You mean Jiva Prapancha is mean the individual who imagines in his own way how the world looks. Is it that Jiva Prapancha? Or, of course, by Ishvara Prapancha is the creation, universal manifestation. But here, when we say individual Jiva Prapancha, is it his own creation, or is he thinking about the same universe in a different way? Sairam.
Sairam, I think, earlier on, Swami has told that those who see the world as world will be bound. Those who see the world as, I think, Veda Vettalu, I think, that Swami has used.
Yeah. So those who see the world as world is
Jiva Prapancha.
And the world is as Ishvara is Ishvara Prapancha.
Yeah. So that's the way I understand, but I don't know, others can share their thoughts also.
Is it that Jiva Prapancha mean that the people think in their own way of something they imagine that's how it is, or?
Yes, brother. I think that's also because there's Brahma involved, because we are not seeing the true reality. I think that's the way I see.
Okay, thank you, sorry.
That's because I think what Swami says, as long as you see the world as something superimposed, mithya, then we are bound. It causes bondage. When that is seen as what it is, the real Ishvara, then I think it frees you from any bondage. I think it's again the rope and the snake analogy only.
Okay.
One who sees the snake is in the Jiva Prapancha. One who sees the rope is in the Ishvara Prapancha, is the way I understand.
Okay. So it's like a Maya.
Maya, yes, brother.
Illusion.
We as individuals, we create our own picture, whatever we think. That's just like as, looking at the rope, not looking at the rope exactly. We are thinking it is a snake. So it's our own imagination.
Yeah.
That is where we are wrong. It is Jiva Prapancha, which creates new things according to its own whims and fancy.
Thank you, Auntie.
The part where it's saying the usefulness of the name Ashwata is to demonstrate that our sight should be at the top.
Yeah.
No, the usefulness, that's what it's in English?
No, that's the translation I had written down for. If you could do that translation part again.
Which line is that?
It starts with Prapancha Vastuvulu Kudanu.
Okay.
Yeah. Prapanchamu Paramatma Prapanchamu యొక్క అనిత్యత్వాన్ని నిష్ఫలత్వాన్ని నిరూపించే కోసం దీనికి అశ్వత్థం అనే పేరు వచ్చింది. Is it that one?
Yes.
ప్రపంచం యొక్క అనిత్యత్వాన్ని, ఇంపర్మనెన్స్, నిష్ఫలత్వాన్ని నిరూపించడం కోసం దీనికి అశ్వత్థం అనే పేరు వచ్చినది.
So the name Ashwatha itself is given to prove or to establish that the world is impermanent and the world is of no use.
Nishpalatva, no use. Our drishti should be on the root of the tree, that is Brahman, not the branches and the leaves and other things. That is why Swami is giving the analogy of Ashwatha tree to this whole world.
Can you read that next part as well, Auntie, of that same sentence?
Okay. ప్రపంచముపై వైరాగ్యమును నేర్పి ఊర్ధ్వ దృష్టి కలిగించి, ఊర్ధ్వ దృష్టి, దట్స్ అ హైయర్ విషన్, బ్రహ్మనిష్టను నెలకొల్పుటే ఈ అశ్వత్థము యొక్క ప్రయోజనము అని వివరించెను. ప్రపంచముపై వైరాగ్యం. You have to renounce this word. Looking at the Urdhva Drushti, looking at the highest peak of that tree, this Brahman.
I think upward vision may be okay also, I think. Urdhva.
Urdhva Drushti, yeah.
Higher vision. Upward vision or a higher vision, I guess.
Higher vision, yeah.
Higher vision.
So the usefulness of this name Ashwatthama is to demonstrate that our sight, that we should have upward vision? Or how would you translate that last part of the sentence?
Yes, okay. Prayojanam, okay, sir. See, Swami says, I think it's very long. దీనికి అశ్వత్థమని పేరు వచ్చినది. ప్రపంచముపై వైరాగ్యమును నేర్పి, టు టీచ్ వైరాగ్య టువర్డ్స్ ద క్రియేషన్. ఊర్ధ్వ దృష్టి కలిగించి, టు మేక్ ద అప్వర్డ్ విషన్ or higher vision possible. బ్రహ్మనిష్టను నెలకొల్పు to establish the to bring about establishment on Brahman. Sorry, auntie. To bring about establishment of the Brahman, to be established in Brahman. So basically, Swami says we will be able to establish ourselves in Brahman by bringing about upward vision and acquiring vairagya, which is detachment. For this to unfold, that is the use of this Ashwatha
tree.
Simile.
Aruna is
auntie, can we clarify that sentence also, please? The world is the effect. It has a cause. It cannot be different from the cause.
Yeah, that's very important. Here Swami is speaking about cause and
mutation of Brahman. Okay, that's up to that sentence.
You are talking about cause and effect, how cause and effect.
The world is the effect. It has a cause. For a reason only it's there, right? It's an effect and cause. So world is an effect. It has a cause. Cannot be different from the cause. What is that? That's a good way of saying it.
Yeah, I think Arun, you can go ahead first. I will talk later on.
Which sentence?
That's the third paragraph, 4 lines before. The world is effect. It has a cause. It cannot be different from the cause.
Yeah. Swami is speaking about cause and effect are one and the same. It has a cause. It cannot be different from the cause. The world is the effect. It has a cause. It cannot be different from the cause. Just mutation of Brahman which constitutes it. I don't.
Sairam, can I say something about my understanding about that particular sentence? I also, when I read right before in the class, I also stuck with that particular sentence, then I thought, because the world is the effect of the Atma, that's why all the previous paragraphs, it explains that. So the God or the Atma is the cause and the world is the reflection of the Atma. That's why it's stated here, world is the effect, it has a cause, it cannot be different from the cause. The cause of the world or creator of the world is the Atma, that is the God. That's why the world should be the reflection of the Atma. So it shouldn't be different from the creator. That's kind of understanding I got it. although we are running after the illusionary or maybe Maya, but we have to go either towards the upward vision. That's why even in the previous paragraph, the Urtva, it came up, because I remember that Urtva Lingaya in the Sivopashana. So so even though we run after the worldly things, it goes down. Our the vision or our purpose, it should be in the upward in the level. And also in this particular context, it shows that the world shouldn't be different from the God, the creator. Only we look at differently. That shouldn't be kind of maybe I could be wrong, but that's the understanding I got it from here. Thank you, Saira.
Okay, thank you, sister. Means another way to explain this would be, sister, I will try. See, I think the what Swami says is, Karyamaina prapanchamu karanamu kante binnamu kadani. So what Swami is saying is, the karyam, which is the effect, is not separate from
the cause.
The cause. So if you look at let's look at the Ashwatha tree. The root is the karana. Okay, root is the karana. But the branches are the result of that. That's the effect which we see outside. But the branches cannot be separated from the root. Or you can say the pot is the karyam.
Yeah.
The clay is the karana, the cause, or the material with which it's made also. So it cannot be separate from clay. Pot cannot be separate from clay. It still contains clay. So in that sense, it cannot be of some completely different substance. It has to be made of the same substance. That's the way I understand. I will stop here. Auntie?
Yeah. As the example of pot and the clay, Swami also gives the same thing. You see, when the clay is there, clay became a pot because the potter made it. Now it has a shape. But can you separate clay from the shape of the pot? Can you separate the clay?
No.
Up, above, below, side, everywhere it is clay only. So you cannot separate the clay from the shape of the pot. But whereas in clay, pot does not exist. Swami says pot does not exist in the clay. Only when it takes a shape, the pot comes. But the pot, clay is very much present in the pot. So also this multiple universe, which we see, which this manifested universe is of different nature. But the question comes, how can Brahman, who is one and the eternal and who is unchanging, how can he become this universe, this multiple universe? This question comes. Then we can say that, you are looking at the multiple universes, that's all. But behind it, who is the one who is created? Remember the creator, Ishvara Drushti. We have to develop that Ishvara Drushti, Ishvara vision to make this universe clear, become clear to us. That's what I have understood. So that's so, Karanam and cause, effect, cause and effect are in one. It cannot be separated. I hope I have made the point. Sairam.
Aruna, Auntie, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Auntie. Because now it's clear, because of the reason only we are saying Atma in everything, right? Even though the branches came out, Atma in that Brahman within us is muted until we have to see it properly connect. Yeah, it's under mutation. Everyone has the Atma kind of, right?
I don't know the word mutation. Is it correct, Arun? I
That
don't
is
think
how I'm reading it.
mutation is not the correct word there.
Mutation means like a witness thing, right? Here it's mentioned.
So mutation means something changed into something else. But what Swami says is the original substance is not changed.
Not changed.
Not changed. See, actually, the last sentence in Telugu, Swami is introducing 3 words. Karyam, Karanam, and Karma also is introduced.
Yeah,
Swami
karma.
says the Karya, the result, effect is the creation. The cause is the Brahman.
Yeah, Brahman.
But what happens in between is karma. The
karma take the shape.
No, due to the karma, the karyam results. So, for example, the clay is their original shape.
Yeah.
But somebody is doing some karma action, and that results in a pot.
Pot, okay.
Okay, but the thing is, within the pot, as Auntie said, the clay is still present everywhere. Okay, but that's a temporary shape. Just a temporary shape, a name and a form. But the original substance of clay does not change, which is the cause.
Brother, go to the, then we'll read the rest of the sentence, because who knows the Vedas kind of Swami said.
No. Who knows this process is a knower of the Vedas.
Is the knower.
So who knows this karma, karya, and karana, that's the cause, action, and the effect, the relationship, that person is a knower of the Vedas. See, so the sentence goes, Karyamaina prapanchamu karanamu kante bhinnamu kadani, బ్రహ్మము మూలమని నానా జీవకోట్లు కొమ్మలని ఇవి కర్మల ద్వారా వర్ధించులున్నవి తెలుసుకున్నవాడు వేదవేత్త కాగలడు. So Swami is saying the Brahma is the root, and all these jivas, all these living beings are the branches, and that has come about due to karma. And the person who knows this process is a Vedavit, means one who knows Vedas.
Karanam, karmam, what else you said, brother?
See, the Karana, the root is the cause.
Ah.
Brahman is the root, which is the cause. Okay. All the living beings and the creation are the branches. Okay. From the root, the branches coming about is due to karma, through action.
Yeah.
Okay. The person who knows this knows the Vedas.
Actually, Vedas, who knows Vedas means it doesn't mean that the text of Veda, it is Brahman.
Brahman, Atma Vidya, yes. Okay.
That is not only the script of Vedas.
Not
it
the
is
words.
Not the words. It is a Brahman. Veda is equal to Brahman. Vedavit, the one who
Veda
knows.
means who knows the root cause of this, right? Kind of. Yeah.
Who has knowledge.
Who has knowledge
of Brahman.
So for that original creation to happen, for it to go from the Karanam to the Karyam, was it God who did that karma?
Yes.
Creator who does the gospel.
So God is doing karma all the time.
Yes. That's an eternal thing.
But he's just not affected by the karma.
No.
By introducing the word karma, Swami makes it very clear. There is one particular factor which is very important for the karana to become karya. That particular thing is done by the creator, Brahman.
Karman is also Brahman.
Yeah, Karman is also Brahman.
So, Sairam, in this context, the karma is the karma is the action only. It's not the previous birth, the Sanjita karma and the other three. So, in this particular context, the karma means the action. Yeah. But is that is the Ashwatha tree? I thoroughly understand the karanam, maybe the cause is the Atman, and the branches and the leaves is the effect, and the middle part is the karma. In that tree, which one it represents that part, that karma part?
Sister, can you repeat the question?
So in the Ashwatha tree, the Atman is the cause, and all the
Root.
branches and the twigs, maybe the everything is in the effect. So that is the one it's called all the living beings. So the Swami says that three parts he has brought in: the Atman and the living beings, and the in between the cause, effect, and the karma. So the karma part, where it's in the Ashwatha tree.
It's a growing of the tree. The word, the fact that the tree is growing, that is the karma.
So
Swami has used the word Vardin Chuchunavi. See, the thing is, the action which makes the tree grow, the branches grow, is karma. So I think you asking about Sanchita karma and all. When from a jiva perspective, we are all scared of the Sanchita karma. But from a Brahman perspective, he is not worried about it, not affected. That's also part of the world. It is just we who may worry, oh, that karma is going to trouble me or something like that. But the Brahman will not be affected by that.
Because he's not going to be affected. That's why he wouldn't worry about that. All the jivas, we will be worrying about, because we are the one that all the consequences it would be coming to us. And
No, because the jiva sees the difference between Brahman and the jiva. That is the problem. So once you overcome that difference, once you identify yourself with the Brahman, anything which happens, you will say happens. That's part of nature, part of creation. Will not be affected. The creation is eternal. The creation is eternal. Prapancham is eternal also. It is only our lack of identification, because we see Swami has already given the answer. Because if you see the world as the world, then you're bound, and once you're bound, you're affected by sorrow and happiness, whatever. If you see the world as all God, everything which happens is God, then you will be least affected. You are not, there's no bondage. Okay, so the thing is, both are looking at the same thing. Both are looking at the world. World means both are looking at karma also. Because karma is what? Creation. Okay. So the thing is, but the Brahmic vision, Vedavit will see everything as divine play. He will say, oh, this is because the Lord wants it to happen. That's the way it happens. It's okay. So I think that's the difference. The created world will continue to be. But whether we are caught in it or not, whether free, depends on the vision we cultivate. That's what Swami is saying.
So the two things I understand from this discussion, the karma is the continuous action. That part is very, very clear right now, and the other one is because of how we look at the things, that makes us makes us understand differently from the true things, or the truth, ultimate truth. Thank you, brother. I got it. Now it's very clear. Yeah.
What is the significance of the tree being upside down? Because this whole metaphor, it will still work if the tree is just a right side up, the roots and the leaves and the everything. But why does it have to be upside down?
Very good question, Kalyan. I will open it up if anyone has an answer. Why is the tree upside down? What is the significance of that?
So, Sairam, brother, I'd
Yes,
like to
brother.
add some points here. If you look at the trees, normal trees, the roots are always down, but only Aswath tree is an exception. So your thoughts supposed to be go upwardly. And if you look at the Aswath tree, the seeds or the flowers you cannot consume, you cannot eat, and the leaves always moving and everything. Same way, the whole world is changing all the time. That means it's not permanent. The the root is not the root is the one Brahman. So you have to understand that whatever the you can say Prakriti is all the leaves and everything, but there's nothing different. It's all part of the Paramatma. You have to understand, and root is the main one. Thank you, brother Saira.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Maybe I will attempt. See, it is turning something on its head. Okay, turning something on its head means we had a particular way of looking at things in this world. You just reverse the whole thing. Number one. Number two, we think everything grows from the earth. Okay, that means from from the opposite end only we start. Okay, but Ashwatha tree, everything grows from above. Okay, so above means it's not a direction per se. It depends on from a higher plane, everything is caused, not from the lower plane. So which generally our sight is always our imagination is that everything is growing from the soil. But this will say it will change the way you think, completely turn it on its head and say, no, don't look at it that way. Look at it completely opposite way. Okay, don't think everything comes from the prapancha. No, everything comes from Brahman. That is the two different way of looking at the world. The Vedantins felt everything came from Brahman. The materialists think everything came from earth.
So, so the tree, the root falls from the top. That's what is meant.
The branch is falling from the top, sister. The
Yeah.
root is above.
No, the branch, the thing
Branch is
comes
falling.
from there and connecting to. See, I don't want to confuse now. Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
But sister,
And no, it's okay.
you are confused
Yes.
already.
No, it comes from top, the branch. So, we are saying from that point of view, we have to look at the Brahman, right? Like nothing, everything coming from Prapancham. It comes from. Okay, brother, go ahead, please.
No, see, sister, the root is on the ground means where do you pour the water? You pour on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If the root is above, what can you do? How will you pour water?
Yeah.
You have to pray.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is, as long as you think in the work from, if any problem is there and you want to solve it, if you think through worldly activities, the world is going to solve the problem means you are watering the roots on earth. If you are going to water the roots in the heavens, if you want to put it away, prayer is the only way you water it.
Okay.
Okay, so if you want the tree to flourish, you pour water at the top. The top means above.
Yes,
You,
yes.
you look to God.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay, so that's what it is. So the thing is, once you know which is the real cause, then you work on that. Okay, but the thing is, because we delude ourselves into thinking the cause of any solution is on earth, you will look for solutions on earth.
That's
Because
why I have asked to switch your thinking too.
exactly.
Yes. Okay, good. Thank
Okay.
you. I got it.
See, for example, he will say, okay, well, I need more money, so maybe I have to work hard, and then somebody will give me money. Then that will solve all problems. This is the way we go about everything.
Yeah.
But
Then there's another desire will come. There's grow. But
yeah,
then
but
you pray to the other way around, then you can solve it permanently.
no, it will not solve the problem because it will cause more problems sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It will
you
not
cannot solve. You cannot solve. It's continue.
It will
Yes.
So go to the source,
Source.
which is above.
Then
I
your
think-
asking also will be different.
Excellent. Excellent.
You won't ask for material. Okay, thank you.
I think that's the answer. It is just to change the way we think, change the way we perceive.
Yeah, they think. Yeah.
And also,
No, Auntie, go ahead.
thank you. And also, I'm just thinking right now, uh, maybe you asked, brother, you asked a question about really if it is up, how they will, how the tree will get the water and those things, really. I believe, in the Ashwatha tree upside down, the top part, if we look at the Atma, it has in itself all 5 elements. That's why even though upside down, it can grow nicely in the all 5 elements, water, fire, air, and space, and everything, it's in it. So it doesn't need any kind of from the upside down in the top. No one need to the water it or do those things. It would grow itself because it has already in itself all 5 elements. I just thought about that one. Thank you, and I just wanted to share maybe the. I just got that as new. Maybe Atman, it has already in it all 5 elements. That's why it doesn't need the earth to grow it. It would grow itself. Thank you.
Sairam, Sister Sairam.
And Uncle, you had mentioned earlier that Karman itself is Brahman. And
Yes.
now we're talking about the Ashwatthama tree where there's nothing that we can do to water the roots. We just have to pray. So, like, just practically speaking, if there is any problem in life, or like say you hear about maybe a friend is in trouble, so rather than calling that friend or trying to help them, or rather than trying to find some solution to a problem, if you just focus on God and pray, and only, you decide not to do that action and just pray, and hopefully through that prayer, the solution gets solved. But I'm just wondering, where's the role of karma in this?
Prayer is also karma. The whole problem is we don't pray. We think we pray. So the thing is sometimes if you really pray, because there are so many stories of, devotees praying and miracles happening. That means they've really prayed. There are people who are dead, cut, snake has bitten and the person is dead. They pray, the person rises. They did action. Can anyone else bring them back to life? Prayer is the whole problem is our faith in prayer is very limited. Number one. Number two, the person who surrendered is not, he doesn't think if something happens to somebody, that may be good for that person also. But we need to help that person deal with the problem so that they can positively benefit from the karma which they are going through also. So the thing is, even if we are trying to help somebody, we should be doing that help with prayer, realizing that the Lord is the one who is actually going to take care, but I will sprinkle a few sand particles. That is my small efforts, which may be a drop in the ocean. But I think the whole problem is real devotees actually had real faith in prayer, and they were able to accomplish a lot. But they would resort to only prayer without doing See, prayer itself also action. Okay, so the thing is, see, we can't say, oh, I pray, then I will go and do something else. A person who prays to God for this will pray for everything. They will not chase to solve their own problems also. Swami tells a nice story of Birbal and Akbar. Apparently, they went to the forest, and after a long, arduous, trip, they were both tired and hungry and thirsty. So Akbar said, let's go find some food. So Birbal apparently said, I will just pray. I'm so tired, I will just pray. So Akbar was a bit upset. He said, you're foolish, you will not get any food. And anyway, if you want to pray, you pray. And then he went about. He found something to eat and he ate. And he thought, this poor fellow, has come with me. Let me bring some food for him. And so he brought some food and came and told Birbal, get up now. So Birbal got up from his prayer and he said, yes. He said, you're praying, thinking food will come. Food has not come. So here's food, you eat something. So Birbal said, yeah, my prayer has worked. I got the food where I am. So, so Swami tells this story, says, if you have total faith, so it would only be, our discourse study circle, we were discussing Nammi Chadinavaru, Nammaka Chadinavaru. There are people who have not had faith, who have, ruined their lives. Such people exist. But anyone who has had faith, there's none who has been ever ruined. That's what that Padyam says. So that means if you have faith, total faith in the prayer, and think this prayer is going to definitely help the person, it will help.
So I guess,
Okay.
but as long as we're still doing actions to feed ourselves, we still feel the need to go and do actions, then
it's a problem.
then we should do action defined by our duty, like our duty to tell us what action we should do.
Exactly.
In one of the songs, Swami says, Nammite melu kadaranna Sri Sai Nathuni namma kunnina palamu sunnanna.
Auntie,
Yeah,
Auntie,
I
please sing,
Arun,
Auntie, please
Arun,
sing. Sing the whole song, then we'll listen to
No, whole song is too big.
Okay,
Those two
one more
lines.
line. Yeah, you can sing the one line, please.
Nammite melu kadaranna Sri Sai Nathuni namma kunnina palamu sunnanna. If you don't believe in Swami, it is just zero. This thing will be zero. But if you have belief in Swami, it is going to be beneficial to you. Nammite melu kadaranna. That Swami says that in a song that I remembered just now when he was saying.
So the prayer requires the highest effort. Because just not saying, oh, Swami, I'm praying something should happen, will not actually benefit. Actually, to be able to pray also, we should have prepared ourselves so much so that when the prayer is uttered, then it will become very beneficial. So all sadhana is to get to that point where our prayer is effective. So that requires a lot of effort, preparation. And
this time when we go to Parthi,
yes,
you should look at those two trees in the beginning before Ganesha's statue, that Ashwatthamaram, that both people tree and the banyan tree are there. That was done by Swami Sthapana, but on my own relatives, Lalita, Sushila, they have believed that, by planting those two trees, they will get a progeny. So Swami asked them, of course, Swami encouraged them to do that. And you can see how the two trees are there. It's a small seed which they put in those days, maybe in 1950s. happened. 1950s it happened. Both the sister-in-law and brother-in-law, both, they had exchanged their, I mean, one's sister, he got married, one's brother, she got married. So that's how the marriage had taken place, but they had no issues. And Swami advised them to do this pratishtapana. And now, even now, when you go there, you see those two trees, you will understand where's the Ashwatha tree is. There's actually, when you look at Ashwatha, the trees, the root is not like ordinary trees. The roots come down like that. I mean, it can be seen. The roots of the tree can be seen like this. It comes. So actual tree looks little different from the other trees. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
I think we should we move?
I think we can move.
Ashwatha tree.
Yes, Brother Dasan.
Sai Ram, brother. Even Baba's 108 names, I think the 97th talking about Aswatha tree. The last sentence, I like that one. So if you take the seeds, there's a Paramatma, the whole tree, the whole universe, everything's within that single seed. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, brother, Sai Ram.
Chapter 25?
Yes, chapter 25.
You said that those who recognize the world as mere world cannot claim to know the Vedas. They must recognize it as God, Paramatma. The world is an effect, so it cannot be different from the cause. How is this possible? The world that is seen by us is subject to growth and decay. God or Paramatma is, on the other hand, eternal, true, unaffected by change. There can be no affinity between water and fire, is it not? How can these two be one? Please tell me. I shall be most happy to hear you, said Arjuna. Well, Arjuna, in the cognizable world, every single thing displays its characteristic, guna. The guna depends upon the owner, the possessor. There is a basis, an adhara, for the characteristics possessed by every object and being in the world. That adhara is the Atma. Fix your attention on the unchanging bias, not on the fluctuating manifestations, or else you flounder in the flux. Just as the seed is the basis for the trunk, boughs, branches, twigs, leaves, and flowers of a tree, the Prakriti or Prapancha or world is the tree that emanates from the seed, Atma. Prapancha is the permutation and combination of the 5 elements which are latent in the basis, the Atma. Consider the Atma, which is the base, as essential, for it is as its manifestation that the world is expressed. He who has grasped this truth through steady discipline deserves the name Vedavit, one who has mastered the Vedas. But without deep inquiry, without discriminating between the real and the unreal, if one mistakes the seen alone to be the lasting and argues so, he is losing the way. How can he reach the goal? How can he attain the reality? The yearning to know this reality comes of Daivi Sampati, Godward attributes. The Asuri Sampati, demonic tendency, is the opposite tendency, which makes man argue that he has known when he has not, which keeps him away from all attempts to know, which induces him to establish untruth as truth.
Okay. We'll read the Telugu, auntie.
Okay. Chapter 25. Krishna, గోచరముగు ప్రపంచమును ప్రపంచముగా తలంచక పరమాత్మగా ఎవరు తలంతురో తెలుసుకొందురో అట్టివారే వేద విత్తలని సెలవిచ్చితిరి.
Krishna, the creation which is continuously in a state of flux, that is not to consider that as creation, to see that as the Paramatman, whoever thinks so, such person alone are considered the knower of the Vedas. You said so.
కార్యమైన ప్రపంచము కారణమున కంటే భిన్నము కాదు అని మీరే తెలిపితిరి.
You also said that the effect, which is the creation, is not separate from the cause, which is the Brahman. That also you said.
ఇది ఎట్లు సాధ్యమగును?
How is this possible?
కనుపించు ప్రపంచము వృద్ధి క్షయముల పొంది ఉండును.
The world or creation which is seen is growing and also decaying.
Okay.
It possesses these two characteristics.
పరమాత్మ నిత్య సత్య నిర్మలమై అచంచలముగా ఉండును.
The Paramatman, the Supreme Lord, is permanent, true, and blemishless, and unmoving.
నిప్పు నీరుకు పొత్తు కుదురునా?
Will fire and water, can they join? Sorry, auntie.
పొత్తు కుదురునా. Is there any friendship?
Friendship, yeah, can they?
Between fire and water. రెండిటి యొక్క ఏకత్వము దేనిని పట్టి ఉండునో సెల్వెమ్ము.
How both these can be one? How? Please explain.
విని ఆనందింతును అని అర్జునుడు తన సందేహము వెలిబొచ్చెను.
And give me joy.
Yeah, Arjuna asked this question.
Arjuna asked this.
Doubt.
Arjuna expressed his doubt like this.
Yeah, it is the same doubt for all of us also now. Baba, కనుపించు ప్రపంచమునందలి ప్రతిదియో స్వభావమని తెలుపుదురు.
My brother-in-law, whatever, so in this created world which is seen, everything, it expresses its nature's own nature.
Yeah. స్వభావం అనగా అది ఒక గుణం.
Own nature means it's a characteristic.
గుణిని అనుసరించి గుణము ఉండును.
The characteristic is depending on the person, the possessor of the characteristic.
ప్రపంచమునందలి ప్రతి వ్యక్తికిని ప్రాణికిని గల స్వభావములకు ఆధారము ఒకటే ఉన్నది.
So in this creation, for every person or in every living being, its own nature is based on one thing alone.
దానినే ఆత్మ అని అందురు.
That is called Atma.
అట్టి ఆధారమైన ఆత్మను విచారించక కేవలము ఆధేయమున ప్రపంచమును పరిశీలించిన ఫలితము అనిత్యమే అగును.
So instead of inquiring the basis, which is the Atman, if you solely inquire about the one which is supported, which is the creation, the result will be impermanent.
Okay. వృక్షమునందలి కొమ్మలు రెమ్మలు ఆకులు పుష్పములు కాయులు ఫలములు వీటిని అన్నిటికీ విత్తనం ఎట్లు ఆధారమని తలంతురో.
So just the way for the tree, for the branches, for the twigs, for the, I don't know,
leaves and flowers.
Flowers and unripe fruits and fruits. For all this, the basis is the seed.
అటులనే ప్రపంచమును వృక్షమనందలి సర్వాంగములైన పంచభూత సమ్మిళిత పదార్థములు.
So in the same way, in this creation, which is a tree, all its limbs are made of the 5 elements coming together.
ఆత్మయను విత్తనముపై ఆధారపడి ఉన్నది.
All this is based on the seed of Atman.
సర్వ స్వభావ ఆధారమైన ఆత్మను ప్రధానముగా తీసుకున్న కనబడు సర్వ ప్రపంచము కనపడని పరమాత్మలో చేరి ఉన్నది.
So all these all these characteristics or nature is present in the Atman as its main thing. If you consider it that way, whatever is seen in this prapancha, in this creation, will be able to will reach that Paramatma who is not seen. I hope his translation is good.
Unseen Paramatma, in unseen Paramatma, all these are present. చేరి ఉన్నది. ఇట్టి సత్యమును తీవ్రమైన సాధన విచారణలతో తెలుసుకున్న వారే వేదవత్తులు కాగలరు.
So this truth is I would say in a serious way doing through sadhana, whoever inquires and finds out and learns, such people can be considered the knowers of the Vedas.
విచారణ సలుపక వివేకముతో యోచించక కనిపించున్నదే ఖాయం అని భావించుచు.
So instead of inquiring, instead of using discrimination and thinking about contemplating on it, just taking what is seen as the
khayam is a permanent,
as permanent.
Khayam.
Okay.
Khayam.
Yeah. Permanent. So thinking thus,
ఖాయమని భావించుచు వాదించుచు వక్రమాగ్రమును పట్టు వారులకు సక్రమ స్థితి ఎట్లు తెలియను.
So people who argue, who consider it this way, that the what is seen is permanent, thinking that way, arguing that in the same manner, and which is in a reversed approach, such who take a reversed approach, how can they will be able to understand the real truth in a proper way?
ఇట్టి సత్యమును తెలుసుకొనగోరు భావములనే దైవ సంపత్తి అనియో.
Thus this truth, whoever knows, whoever has the tendency to know this, are called those who possess divine wealth.
తెలియకపోయినను తెలిసినట్లు వాదించుచు తెలుసుకొనుటకు ప్రయత్నించక అసత్యమునే సత్యముని స్థిరము చేయ స్థితి గలవాడు. This is a very long sentence. Let me tell you. తెలియకపోయినను
even if it not knowing,
తెలుసుకొనట్లు వాదించుచు
arguing as if they know,
తెలుసుకొనుటకు ప్రయత్నించక
without making efforts to know,
అసత్యమునే సత్యమని
considering untruth as the truth,
స్థిరము చేయ స్థితి గల వారి భావములను.
So the people who
want to prove that
yes, who wants to establish
Hmm.
this as the truth, such people's feelings or thinking
Asura Sampatti Anyo Anduru.
is called demonic wealth.
Yeah.
Thus, as stated, considered this.
Yeah. Itlu rendu amshamulu kalavu.
Thus, there are two types of parts, I would say. Two parts. Two aspects. There are two aspects like this.
Yeah. Asura Sampatti, Daiva Sampatti. I think it stops here. This will take Asura Sampatti, Daiva Sampatti will take.
Swami has gone to Asura Sampatti.
Next.
So basically, Swami is saying those who can understand this have divine tendencies, and those who cannot understand and don't want to understand, who argue about it without knowing and don't make any effort to know, such people are demonic in nature.
What is the other word, brothers?
One is Daivi, one is Daivi.
Demonic tendency. The other one is
Daivi, divine.
Daivi Sampatti, Asuri Sampatti.
Daivi Sampatti. That is the reality. Okay, Daivi.
Daivi Sampatti, Asuri Sampatti.
God-word attributes. Okay. They didn't put it
Sampatti, you should always say that. Sampatti, no. It is Sampatti.
That's they should have put it in the bracket too. That's the God word attributes.
Yeah.
Because they put the demonic tendency in the.
So that's why I said, sister, I used the word divine attributes, demonic attributes.
Okay. Divine
and demonic, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sairam.
Yes, Auntie.
The world that is seen by us is subject to growth and decay. How can Paramatma on the eternal hand, he is true, unaffected by change? Swami is saying, can there be any affinity between water and fire? So how to explain this? Arjuna is asking Krishna. And Swami's reply is, everything, the single thing which we see in this world has a characteristics, guna. They are exhibiting that guna, and they are, according to that guna, they are showing their characteristics.
But I think Swami is also saying all these characteristics are present in the Atman.
Atman.
Okay, it's only when you look at the individual characteristics separately, it looks different. But it's ultimately it's a zero something. Everything balances out, and in the Atman everything is contained. So that's why Swami is giving the can anyone believe that the seed has become the branch? Can anyone say that the flower has come from the seed? It's unintuitive. How can this seed contain the tree? And how will this tree come about? Can the tree and the seed be equal? These are the questions which he is asking. And I think Krishna is saying, if you inquire, you have to do inquire, you have to do vivek, you have to think, contemplate using discrimination, and then you will get to understand.
Sentence Sarva Swabhavadharamaina Atmanu Pradhana Mukha.
Yeah, so the Atman is a primary support for all the guna, all the characteristics.
Oh, the Atman is the primary support?
Yes. Swami used the word Pradhanam, which means primary, anti-primary is okay? Correct. Yeah, prime.
Support for all these swabhavas.
Yes, you have to consider them as Pradhanamukha Tiskonna. So, you have
most prominent characteristic of that Atman is it contains all these gunas.
So is it so the Atman's most prominent characteristic?
Yeah, it's the Adhara. It's the Adhara. That is, it is the substratum of the whole universe. Adheya is the universe, but the Athara, the foundation, is Atman.
What does Tisukonna mean?
To consider. If you consider it as the most important, one of the highest.
So you consider
Pradhanamuga Tisukonna means you have to give it the most importance, highest importance, you can say.
to the Atman, which is the basis of all the Swabhavas?
Yes, Sarva means all, Swabhava is the own nature, Adharam is the support, basis, which is the Atman. Atman is the support or basis for all the Swabhavas.
And if you consider that Atman as the primary.
Yes, Pradhanamuga, the most important or primary, Tisukonna, if you consider it that way, then what happens? Kanabadu Sarva Prapanchamu, then whatever is seen by you in the world, Kanabadani Paramatmalo Cheri Unnadi. It's all is it's attached and Sari auntie Cheri Unnadi means it's attached to the Brahman.
It is present.
Present, okay.
Present in the Brahman.
Present.
Kanabadani Paramatma, the unseen Paramatma, all these things are present.
Okay.
So it's something like Kalyani, the root, which we don't see. Okay. But, this entire tree, everything is supported by the root, only from the root. See, you can say, how can the tree be equal to the root? When the branches are different, they have leaves. The root doesn't have anything, but it is only, all of them are dependent on the roots. And we don't even see how the roots are functioning and making it happen. And the root has come from the seed.
In fact, the seed is the most important thing.
Yeah, seed is the most important.
Seed.
So whatever is seen in this creation will be present in that unseen Paramatma?
Yes.
And the next sentence also, if you could just translate that one again.
Itti Satyamunu, this truth, Tivramaina Sadhana Vicharanalato. So with intense or with extreme, I don't know which one, what's the word? And Tivramana, what say?
Intensely.
Intensely. With intense sadhana and inquiry. If whoever finds out, such a person will become Vedavit. Pettaru Kagalaru. They can become knowers of Brahman.
Truth. With intense sadhana, Tivramaina sadhana, with intense sadhana, Vicharana, inquiries, those who do, Telusukonnavare, those who know it, they can be considered as Vedavittulu. Vedavettulu, one who knows the Vedas.
Yes, Sister Aruna.
Why, okay, we are trying to understand, but I'm just thinking of why this is here. There can be no affinity between water and fire. Why that is coming here? I didn't understand why, because we are trying to understand this root and the branches and all, right? And
so Arjuna is telling sister, see, the created world is continuously changing.
Yes.
Okay, it's growing and it's decaying, but that is created world, Prabhacha.
Yes.
Okay, that is the effect.
Yes.
But the cause, which is the Brahman, does not undergo any change, it is permanent and all that.
Yeah.
So both of them, one is like fire, the other one is like water. So how can both be related to each other?
That's the question.
That's the question.
Okay. This is going to change.
Can you get water out of fire, or can you get fire out of water? That's the question.
One is
See, the irony is, it's slightly out of context, but In the Bhajagovindam discourse, Swami used the word Agni for water. Okay, so people say, how can he say Agni? It's fire. How can he use it for? But actually, one of the meaning of Agni is also water. Okay, Swami is a trickster. He
No,
plays.
they can they can use the words.
Actually, in that discourse, Swami even says this, that some students nowadays, they say Adi Shankara said Sarvam Vishnu Mayam, and he also said
Jagan Mithya.
yeah, Jagat Mithya. How can this is like fire and water? How can both these exist?
Exactly.
Same thing.
Yes, sir.
Contradictory remarks, which
Yes.
we have to understand it according to the context where Swami is using these words.
I interpreted that not only water and fire in this example. Maybe Archuna's question could be, how can two opposite things to be one? Even for example, happiness and the sadness, or it could be the day and night, whatever the pair of opposite things, how can be considered to be one? And the Swami explains that whoever mastered the Vedas in their vision or in their look or in their perception, it will be considered to be one. So you have to reach that level of jnanam to be treated as the same as both things. Maybe I just thought water and fire, Swami just brought it here as one example. It could be anything. Say for an example, the hatred and the friendliness, or maybe the anything, the friendship and the rivalry, the angry and uh, um, the whatever the opposite to that, love and angry, or the love and hatredness, all those things, it's a fine edge. The one single thing, it could turn upside down. Maybe those people, they have mastered the Veda, or they have that sort of the jnanam within themselves. They will look at the same. They would look at these two as same. It wouldn't affect them, kind of. That's the way I interpret it. Is it my interpretation correct, or brother?
Right,
Or
sister. Right. Yes, right, sister. But
thank you.
sorry. Yeah, so the one who sees both opposites as the same or subsumed within the same thing is Vedavit.
Maybe this is the long explanation of the previous chapter. The Swami has gone above and beyond to explain the things we discussed in the latter part of the chapter.
Yes, Brother Tasan.
Yes, Sairam, brother. I'd like to add some points here too. If you look at the world, it is made out with the five elements. But the Atma is not like that, above the five elements. So, but we have to understand that the Atma is the based on everything. But we cannot see it. But yeah, we cannot see the person who earned to learn about that one. He's the only can understand what is behind. Others will look at the world only. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, because you are always unseen also, brother. But you also
Yeah, the reason is gunas. Yeah, because gunas is the one name and the form. You can see in that one, but Atma doesn't have gunas. So that is one of the other reason too. Thank you, Saira.
No, I was saying that you always unseen, so you're always talking from the Atmic consciousness. We are all seen, so we are all having different gunas. Except.
Thank you, bro.
But only one interesting thing I thought, even though Lord Krishna told Arjuna asked that at this point in time you shouldn't ask any question, but still Arjuna keep on asking the question, and even though the Lord Krishna told several times to him, but keep on giving out the answer, maybe out of love or something, even in this one, the Lord Krishna clearly said, whoever they want to, they want to argue, or they don't want to understand, the uh, something, they shouldn't fit into this one or something. But the Arjuna keep on asking the question. Maybe we haven't come to the end, but they still asking question. Maybe that means that up until you reach the very final moment as a human being, you will be, the questions will be emerging. Maybe that is the tendency of the human being. As long as you are born as a human, every single moment, a question will be popping out. What is this? What is that? Maybe if those questions don't arise, then you will be the dead body.
And sister, on behalf of
Yeah.
all of us, Arjuna is asking these questions to Krishna so that, it is clarified by Bhagawan, and we also are benefiting by understanding the things what Krishna told Arjuna about these things. Swami is putting himself in our place. Our questions will be the same, So
Yes.
he puts the question on our behalf, and then he gets the answer also from him. Saira.
Thank you, Auntie.
The same way I was thinking, Auntie. That's what I was thinking, because I don't think that this was like a specially created this question behalf of us. So it looks like, because
On behalf of all of us.
yeah.
See, Swami is telling, itti satyamunu telusukon nagoru bhavamulani devi sampatti ani. So the one who is seeking to know what is the truth, such that quality is called Daivi Sampatti. Those who think they already know and don't ask any questions, they are all Asuri. I think, I don't know whether it's translated in the... See, the yearning to know this reality comes of Devi Sampatti. Okay. So Arjuna is fully exhibiting his Devi Sampatti by asking questions to know. He's not arguing, but he's trying, though it may seem like argument, but he wants to know. I think so. I think that's different. Anyway, Brother Thasan.
Yeah, you are right, brother. The best is the Atma, the person who doesn't accept that one. There is a lack of knowledge, because that's that the Asuri's quality. If they don't understand, Atma is the best for everything. Thank you, brother Saira.
Sairam.
So, brother, so I'm going back to this water and fire again. So this is like a thing, you go beyond the gunas, kind of.
Yes.
You can look at it like that.
Yes.
So
because I think what the question which Arjuna poses is slightly off, because
yes,
he is limiting Brahman to a particular quality.
Yes.
like fire, okay,
Fire.
and water, I don't know, whichever way he equated. So he
Sairam,
thinks, yes, Sairam sister, please go ahead.
can I say something?
Yes, yes,
Here
yes, sister, please go
here
ahead.
the water is stand for the desire and fire. When light comes, all desires are vanished. When Brahman is there, there is no Jnana, no Ajnana. Only one thing is there, only Brahman, only Paramatma. Am I making sense?
Yes, sister, thank you, sister, thank you. Yes, Brother Tasan.
So Sairam brother, water and the fire, the Swami is in the way of I'm taking, you cannot take it as the same. It's all opposite thing. Same thing. This world, the the whole Prakriti and the Atma is, you cannot say both are same. But even though it's a part of the Atma, Paramatma, because this one doesn't have gunas, this one has the guna. The Prakriti has gunas. So the base and that other things are different. But we have to understand the Atma is the base for everything. Thank you.
Thank you, brother, thank you.
What's Sakrama Sangati?
Sakram means in a proper. Sangati also can be the subject. Oh, sorry, Auntie Sangati.
Is it
Auntie,
also like Sati, like the destination, uncle, or is it a different
see,
kind?
the people generally ask, in the Sangati in term, what is.
Swami சொல்றது Sakrama Sthiti, not Sangati.
No, here in the version which I have, sister, it says Sakrama Sankati, Auntie.
Oh, inge Telangula, what I got is Sakrama Sthiti. Etlu teliyano, the reality, the real way of knowing it. How can he know? And moreover, what I feel is, Swami, why is he giving this opposite water and fire? Both are contradictory. Here, the creation, when we look at it, it's completely different. It has got several things, multiplicity. There is plurality in this word. Brahman is only one. How can these two come together? That is why he is giving the analogy of water and fire. Totally different characteristics. World is totally different characteristics. And Paramatma is only one character. He is eternal. He is unchanging. Whereas the world is changing, decaying, and all those things are taking place. But in Paramatma, these don't take place. So that is why Swami gives water and fire as opposites.
And also, you should understand, in the process of creation, from the fire, water emerged.
Water comes. That's also true.
From water, the earth emerged.
Agnir Apaha.
Yes. So people can say, how can water come out of fire? Then how can earth come out of water? Earth is dry, water is wet. So those are questions we can ask. But the creation is that.
No clear.
Okay.
Nice.
See, from space, the wind comes. From wind, the fire comes. From the fire, water comes. So from that way also you can say, Arjuna is telling, from fire, water has come. So from the Brahmatman, creation has come. That way also.
Okay. Now it's clear. Thank you. Yes, we come to the root of it. Okay, thank you. Now where the root question is coming. Okay, now clear. Thank you.
Would you please repeat that, brother? There's a space, then the wind.
So the creation process, according to Vedanta, is from Brahman, the first space, Akasha, came to exist. From Akasha, the next thing which came was wind, Vayu. From Vayu or wind came fire. From fire came water. From water came earth. This is the way the 5 elements came from one from the other.
Okay, thank you.
So fire is the cause and the effect is the water, what was created. So that's the way Vedanta explains. But the thing is, the way we understand fire and the fire principle is slightly different, because if it's fire, we think it is something, which we light and the fire comes. But that is only one expression of that Agni principle, the fire principle. So that way also Arjuna is asking, how can the fire and water be same? But in the question itself, it is embedded. The water comes from the fire. That way also we can take it.
What I said is what I said about the plurality and the single, this thing of Atman. Does it not hold good here?
Yes, Auntie, yes. So because that everything is contained in that Atman.
Yeah.
It's only when each of these things which come out, they may exhibit only one quality of the Atman. So in the same way, in a slightly digression, in the Sathya Sai Vahini Swami says the Sanatana Dharma encompasses all dharmas. But every other religion has taken one or few of those characteristics, and they have become a religion. So that is when everything is put together, Sanatana Dharma is all encompassing, and it completes all encompassing, because it contains all aspects of sadhana. So in the same way, Parabrahman contains everything. It subsumes all aspects, all qualities, and they are present in a balanced way in the Parabrahman. But when it divides, different things manifest the specific characteristic, and that's the way I understand. Because the seed contains everything. It contains a branch, it contains the flower, it contains the fluid which runs in the tree, everything, the pith, everything. But we can't imagine that the seed contains everything. It may be a genetic coding or whatever,
because everything you can see, there one is more subtler than other. And that perspective we studied in the previous paragraph. And the Lord is subtler than all those things. So it comes from there, kind of. Okay. Yeah, very clear, brother. Thank you so much. Auntie, brother, thank you so much.
So, Mani Auntie, just a little clarification. You mentioned about the plurality. So, you meant by this the plurality, it's like Advaitam and Tvaitam and Visishtastaivam. That's the one you mentioned, plurality.
Plurality means when you see the manifested universe, there are varieties and varieties of things. Multiplicity means that was what I meant. There are things, one is different from the other and one is similar to others. All things exist in this world. That is why the plurality of this world. Multiplicity, different kinds of things exist in this world. Manifested world, I mean, what I'm talking about. That's what, there is no Dvaita, no.
Oh, okay.
First of all, think about it as a scenario where, you see different things. That's all.
But
thank you, Auntie.
Can I add? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. You go ahead, Aruna.
No, what is we are seeing as an opposite, like, one root and branches many, singular to the plural side, and where the water is coming out of the fire. So it's a root cause is one, like that. We have to understand we all to one, right? We shouldn't see the multiplicity. We have to see one kind.
Only one. Oneness. Yeah. Oneness in everything.
Thank you, Saira.
I think it's 4:30.
Oh, it's 4:30.
4:30.
So, okay.
I am the keeper of time. I always.
Thank you.
Okay, then we will close the session today. We will meet again next week to continue our discussion. Sai Ram, everyone. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, Sairam.
Sairam, Sairam.
Good
Thank
discussion.
you, Sairam.
ஒற்றுமையில் ஒற்றுமை காண்.